SIMREC simulators for improving cross-border oil spill response in extreme conditions. Main target for SIMREC project is development of oil spill preparedness and cooperation between authorities in Finland and Russia through simulation training in demanding conditions in the Gulf of Finland. Working groups of the international project developed cross-border joint oil spill simulators training model and organized common training session for specialists and experts meeting oil spills and responding to such accidents in real life. A new oil spill simulator was developed to provide a unique oil spill response learning environment.
In general, SIMREC project is about engaged cooperation between various parties. And actually, it is creating a technical connection between these simulators which are located in different countries. The aim was to develop a new cost-effective training program for simulator environment, and these trainings were targeted to improve the level of oil spill preparedness and also to maximize the efficiency of cooperation between the parties. There's a need for rapid decision making, and simulator training can be used to prepare in advance for various situations in difficult conditions.
Gulf of Finland is recognized as one of the most transited maritime area worldwide, and in this dense traffic condition, so it is more likely to have accidents. Gulf of Finland is one of the most researched area, also receive a lot of attention regarding its maritime risk and safety. According to our recent research based on the AIS data in 2018, the oil-related vessels, including cruise ship tank and oil product tank, they account 18%. So oil is, as a cargo, is transited in this area quite a lot. If one tanker is involved in accident, then oil spill can happen, and response to oil spill is complicated because you need a lot of resource and to deal with different environment conditions.
Rescue services capacity has been developed much during last 15 years. We have a functional fleet and equipment. Rescue services have made cooperation with local training center to educate crew. One part of this is simulator training at the simulator center.
My opinion is that, of course, the most important thing in decision-making process is the open communication and also the real-life accurate information between the operative staff and the management. Also, the good planning and staff briefing are the key factors when building the shared mental picture of the situation. This can be exercised, for example, in a simulator environment, which is very good for such kind of exercises.
In this case, it's important to acknowledge that the different response agencies have their own operational systems, educational backgrounds, and norms that may impact how operational decision-making and actions are implemented. Joint training models in a simulator environment help building a shared understanding of how to implement oil spill response and in that way improve the preparedness to deal with it. In multi-agent collaboration, different communication practices to coordinate and share information can sometimes cause difficulties as different organizations may have very different guidelines, practices or terminologies even.
Oil spill preparedness is very important to be able to organize in demanding conditions in the Gulf of Finland, which is why the SIMREC project develops oil spill response readiness and cooperation with the authorities through simulation training. Xamk has modern simulator center located in Kotkan Maritime Center at their disposal. The simulator enables the training of oil spill response at sea with waves, wind, fog, darkness, ice and other extreme conditions. There are 3 types of marine simulators represented: navigation, radio and engine room.
The main task of Xamk was to plan and develop joint maritime oil spill simulator training in cooperation with our Baltic partners. Simulator training is a practical and comprehensive method of learning complex situations which may be too expensive or difficult to train in real life. The setting should resemble actual real-life events and situations. And we have based the training on 3 stages of an actual oil spill, which are reconnaissance, immediate action, and continued operation. Simulator training is always objective-based. To find the best educational objectives, we conducted a survey, and based on these results, we established the three main functions of learning: controlling the vessel, like navigation, communication and coordination, and response tactics. These functions contain the specific objectives on two levels of responsibility: for the supervisors and for the operators. Well, in order to determine the limits and values of extreme environmental conditions, we analyzed meteorological data from coastal measuring stations and also operational limits of the actual response fleet. Based on this, we developed a table of limit values for wind, waves, visibility, which is then used when creating the simulated exercise environment. Well, the simulated training and scenarios were developed in cooperation with Makarov University. The process was divided in 4 steps. First, we defined the target groups, then set the learning objectives, then we created the training framework, and finally we designed the individual scenarios. Originally, the final exercise was planned to be performed with our partner institute using European Maritime Simulator Network, which means that simulator centers in other countries can run a simultaneous joint exercise via internet connection. Due to changes in international situation, we are performing the final exercise with our national target groups.
As part of the SIMREC project, we are organizing a main training day on May 12, 2022. Xamk and partners had set up technical EMSN connection for international cooperation.
So, a very good tool for joint training and brings another level to the training, especially regarding radio communication.
On the 12th of May, the training session was organized for partners and professionals on a national level. Experimenting with simulator functions in Simulator Center was divided into groups representing response vessels. 3 bridges of command were provided in separate rooms of center. Captains supposed to analyze situation, measure oil spill size and train to communicate with each other and the command center at the same time. Exercise 1. Communication with 3 ship units and cooperation with the command center. The command center will determine an accurate picture of the spill, its location and size, based on the information provided by the vessels. Experimenting with oil spill technical methods in an open-door style exercises showed capabilities in ice conditions, snowing weather, strong wind, and other extreme circumstances. Exercise 2. Oil spill response by smaller vessel in spring ice. The Baltic Sea is generally frozen each year from November to May. This presents special challenges in terms of ensuring safe navigation and keeping accurate timetables. Training was imitating vessel driving in spring icy water. Exercise 3. Pairing with 2 oil response vessels. Trainees are cooperating to boom oil spill by 2 ships collecting the oil together. Exercise 4. Booming around oil spill area. Program trains operating a vessel in water around the leak, demanding careful driving skills to avoid danger of spreading oil away. Cross-training, various activities are held on 3 directions to introduce the simulator to stakeholders. After the training day, stakeholders stayed to discuss the training experience. The exercises can be further upgraded for precise location of leak area and for response vessels. Such training models are easy to modify to the needs of different customers. However, they are perfect to improve oil spill response in extreme conditions.
Simulator environment gives possibilities to exercise an extensive oil spill response operation, but also to target or focus to a single task, for example, communication or collaboration.
The simulators are improving cross-border oil spill response in extreme conditions and offers simultaneous transnational trainings. It is fostering a new generation of simulation environments. Xamk Maritime Simulator Center is fully prepared to the joint oil spill response training through the EMSN network in perspective. SIMREC team conducted development of transnational oil spill simulator training model across the Gulf of Finland. Joint training model integrates key results of the project activities and demonstrates the feasibility of the response options and developed tools.
Well, today has been a really interesting day. We have seen a different kind of exercise.
Yeah, I think it was pretty useful to get the whole picture about the scenario.
Simulator training is a comprehensive method of teaching complex situations, close to real-life accidents and situations.
Especially for me, I think it was interesting to see how the oil recovery equipment in the simulations, how it functioned. It looked like it's very realistic, very visual, and might give a good understanding to someone who hasn't seen or wants to test what happens if I put the speed to 5 knots instead of 2 and so on.
I think it's the same as always. The communication is pretty difficult from beginning, but it gets better during the exercise.
If we are in the Baltic, no one has English as their first language in the country, so then it means that you will be the leader of the operation, will be someone speaking English who's not native English, as will all the people who are taking the command, so that brings an extra spice into the exercising.
That's how we work the sea in a really similar system. Really interesting. In this model, the conditions are as almost natural. It is definitely worth taking advantage of this opportunity, when this simulator system is a truly affordable and cost-effective solution. Yes, it was pretty nice. Especially when we got a command center with those partners. Of course, the international aspect comes more out in the leadership center activity.
Scenarios of oil spill incidents used for simulator training took into account certain dangerous areas, extreme weather and sea conditions. SIMREC succeeded in the development of an innovative training that maximized the efficiency of response team operations. Training model of new generation bring preparedness to the oil spills to the higher level. Transnational training programs will not only facilitate the cooperation between specialists in the Gulf of Finland, but also provide professionals all over the world the best possible training for cases of emergency.